All right, today I'm gonna run through a at-home workout that you can do if you have just 2 dumbbells, a pair of dumbbells though. Whatever weight you've got, you can work with 5s, 7s, 10s, depending on your strength level, 15s. Whatever you got at home, we just need 2 dumbbells that are a pair. So this exercise is gonna consist of 3 different supersets that are gonna be done 3 times through, resting 30 seconds after each pairing. So your first one's gonna be Cdt Spine Rotations and Scarecrows. These are gonna be your warm-up. Second one, push-ups to rows and supine dumbbell tricep extensions, which are skull crushers essentially. And the third one's gonna be side raises to presses and up-down planks. So I'm gonna give you a video tutorial of all these before we start and we'll get after it. All right guys, we'll hop right in. I'm gonna do this workout with you real time. So for example's sake, I'm gonna use the pair of 10-pound dumbbells. Use whatever you have. Don't feel like you have to go too heavy. There are some of the exercises, if you only have 1 pair of dumbbells, there are some of the exercises that are gonna be too easy and there are some that are gonna be too hard using the same weight. So if you do have 2 pairs of dumbbells, a lighter set and a heavier set, then definitely feel free to integrate some of the exercises in with the lighter weight and add in the heavier weight on the ones you can. But like I said, I'm gonna use 10s as my example for today. But your first exercise is gonna start just body weight as your warm-up. Your first pairing is just gonna be body weight warm-up. So we're starting with Cdt Spine Rotations. I want you cross-leg, but if you don't have the hip mobility to do so, you can go straight leg. But we're gonna go cross-leg if you can. Hands are gonna go up at the shoulders. Elbows are gonna stay high. You're thinking about your spine being your axis that you're gonna rotate around. So that's what you wanna keep stationary. And we're looking at your thoracic mobility, so you're gonna rotate around that spine. So elbows stay high. We're starting with a deep breath. And you're gonna rotate without dropping your elbows to the end of your range. Like I said, going around the spine, keeping your spine as your fixed position, and you'll go all the way to the other end of the range. We're gonna go 3 times through each side to start, all right? So we'll do it together, here we go. Deep breath, exhale, elbows high, rotate to the end of your range. New breath, exhale and rotate all the way across. We don't want to rush these. Keep a nice, slow, controlled pace. You should be focusing on your breathing, not talking like I am. Good. And then next exercise is going to be Scarecrow. So we're starting as parallel to the ground as you can get, bent over. Palms are starting at the ground, or palms starting facing the body, arms towards the ground. You want to be super relaxed. Don't hold any tension yet. The first part of this movement is going to be a retraction of the scapula because the elbows come back. Now you want the elbow to stay at shoulder height. So elbow comes back, retract the shoulder blades together. You're going to do external rotation in the shoulder without moving your posture, your positioning. You're going to rotate your hand towards the ceiling. Work with whatever range you have. We're looking on increasing that range as we get going. This is only a starting point. So whatever range you can do for external rotation without changing your angle, you're then going to press overhead, keeping that same plane. And then drive the elbows back down without dropping. Return to your fixed position with an internal rotation. So up, external rotation, press, in, and down. We're gonna do 8 of those. I'll do them with you. We'll start right now. So we drive back, squeeze the shoulder blades, externally rotate up, press overhead. We're not changing the angle at all, as best you can. Always maintain a consistent breathing throughout these. Do them at a slow pace. Trying to keep the elbow somewhat fixed for as much of the movement as you can. Good, we'll keep that going. We'll go 1 more. Good, perfect. Hopefully we're increasing the core temperature a little bit. We're gonna hop right back in. We got about 30 seconds, but we'll treat that as our transition time just because I've been explaining things. So take a couple deep breaths and we'll hop back into the T-spine rotations again. So we're looking at doing 3 on each side of these again. This should be the basic warm-up, nothing too crazy to start. So we'll hop back in, deep breath, exhale, rotate to the end of your range, breathing across again. You want to make sure you stay in the same position. We're not rotating forward and back as you're going. You're not leaning back away from yourself. Good. Going back up into the scarecrows again. Same deal. This time we're going to drop our reps down to 6. So we're just going 6 reps. Same thing. Relaxed. Squeeze the shoulder blades up. Externally rotate. Press overhead. Good. And down. Good. Nice and slow, controlled pace. Don't rush it. Squeeze. Externally rotate whatever your range is. And up. Keeping your vision at the ground. Don't change the angle. Keep as little tension in your neck and lower shoulders as possible. Good. Perfect. One more round, take about 30 seconds, then we'll hop back in again to your Cdt Spine Rotations. So like I said, this is the warm-up, and then we got 2 rounds of working exercises to follow this. Cross leg, arms up at your shoulders, deep breath, and we're gonna rotate. At this point, you should be feeling it, or you'll probably start to be feeling it in the, like erectors, lumbar spine, like through the mid-back. You're probably gonna start to feel some fatigue here. Just because we're asking a lot of the posterior chain right now. We're doing 2 exercises that are asked to display thoracic mobility and stability. And if you're someone who's weaker in those areas, you're probably going to start to feel it just below the shoulder blades. So we're hopping back up one more time for the scarecrows. We're going to keep it at 6 like we did the last round. Relaxed, up and retract the shoulder blades, external rotation, and press up overhead. Internal rotation and down. Like I said, don't shrug, don't hold too much tension in the neck. Just retract the shoulder blades down and back. Keeping whatever range your shoulders have for right now. It's all just a starting point. And like I said, you're probably going to start to feel it just below the shoulder blades, middle of the back. It's probably going to start to get fatigued because these 2 exercises are demanding for that region. But we're looking for proactive health here. Good. All right. Take your 30 seconds. I'm going to just explain the next exercise. So we're going to need one of your dumbbells here. So we have the exercise with a regression. So we'll start regression would be doing it from the knees. So we're going to do 1 push-up, chest towards the weight. You probably want to widen your knees and you're going to row up towards the hip and alternate. Okay? The full model and version of the exercise will be from the toes, push up, widen your feet, don't rotate your hips, and alternate, okay? So we're starting with that. We're gonna hop in. I want 8 full reps of these. So whether it's from the knees or the toes, it's totally up to you. So we're gonna hop in and we're gonna start right now. I'll do it with you. So 1 push up, and then row each side. Push up, and row each side. If it feels more natural to change your feet, you can. Close when you do the push up if you want. Wide when you do the row. And like I said, the regression will be from the knees if you need to be. Widening the knees as you row. Try not to rotate the hips. Force your core to do as much work as possible. Like I said, we're going to 8 here. Should be getting tough. Good. Moving into your second exercise is going to be supine tricep extensions. So supine meaning flat on your back. So this is going to be one of those exercises where if you have 2 different weights, you might want a lighter weight for these ones, but if you have a pair of only 1, the regression is going to be using 1 weight instead of 1 in each hand. So I'm going to show you with both arms first. Lying flat on your back, arms are fully extended. You're going to work from this position, bending the elbows, coming down towards the ground. Use the ground as your guide. You want to make sure you stay clear of the head, and the elbows stay in somewhat of a fixed position. You're not moving the elbow. So we're going to start there. I'm going to get you to go 15 of these when you're ready. So I'll start by showing you this model. And if that works for you, we'll keep going. If you need to use one weight, hold it with both arms. Make sure you have a good grip so you're not going to drop on your face. And just use one weight like this, bending at the elbows, keeping the elbows in a fixed position. So we're going to keep that going until you get to 15. Like I said, this is the regression, and the full version is this way. So keep that going. We're just going to 15. I'm going to do a few extra, just in case you were trying to figure out which one works better for you. Elbow staying in as much of a fixed position as you can. And then we're going to rest. 30 seconds rest. We're hopping back into those push-ups to rows when you're ready. So we're going to position one weight. These are the ones where you can go either from the knees or the toes. Totally up to you. One push-up, and then you're going to row each side. So we're going to get ready to hop back in. We're going to go 8 together when you're ready, either from the knees, like this, and wide, or from the toes, all right? So we'll keep going. We're going to 8 here. So those are the knees. I can show you a couple from the toes too. Nice and wide. Keep going until you get to 8. Go at your own pace. Make sure the hips rotate as little as possible so you're forcing as much core recruitment as you can. Good. All right. So we're flipping back over again, going right back into those dumbbell tricep extensions, either using one weight or two. Whatever feels like it's best for you. Elbows stay in a fixed position. We're going to count up 15 here. So if you're using that, we'll keep going. I'm going to regression show you if you got to use one, just for example's sake. Keeping in a good grip so you watch the head. Trying to keep the elbows in as fixed position as you can. A little harder to do so when you have one weight over two. So if you need to get a little bit of movement in the elbow just so you watch your forehead when you come down, that's totally fine too. Like I said, stop when you get to 15. I'll do a couple extra just in case you were trying to figure it out again. And then we're going to take a bit of a rest, 30 seconds. We're hopping back into those push-ups to rows one more time. So it'll be the last time of each of these two exercises. So take your time. We'll get ready by positioning one weight between where your hands go. So these are from the knees or the toes, totally your choice. All right, so I'm going to start from the toes, but go from whatever's comfortable. We're counting 8 together. Widen your feet if you need to, in between each. I like to close my feet when I do a push-up, and then widen my feet when I do a row so I can create as little trunk rotation as possible, hip rotation as possible, because I don't want to allow too much and downgrade the recruitment of the core. We want to make that core work harder. So keep that going. I'm going to drop down to the knees in case you're doing them this way, so you got an example. Same thing with these. I like to do a push up with my knees close, and then widen my knees when I do the row. I'm going to go one more, but we're going for 8 regardless of where you're at. Good. Take your time, we're flipping back over. Using one weight or two, you're going to do the last time with the tricep extensions. So arms are fully extended, elbows in a fixed position, and we're using the ground as your guide. This is the way to do it with 2. And if you have to regress to 1, go for that. So I'll show you with the 1. We'll keep going. Good, we're going to 15, so whenever you're there, stop. And that was the end of round 2. So we're moving on to round 3. Take your rest. I'm going to demonstrate the first exercise of round 3. So this is one of the ones, I have 10s, I'm okay with that. 10s might be heavy for someone who's not quite as experienced. You might want to regress to 5s, 7s if you have them, anything in between, or even if you're working with the 5s might be too much and you have 2s or 3s or something at home, whatever works. This is more of a duration set, so it might feel easy in the first beginning and it's going to get tougher as we go. So with this one, it's going to be side raises and presses. I want you going standing, just because I have the camera set up. I'm going to go from the knees so you can actually see me. So first you're going to take a dumbbell in each hand. You're going to the side first. So we're going to do 8 side raises, going up to a full extension, internally rotating when you get to about shoulder height, progressively internally rotating. I don't need you going higher than shoulder height. That little bit of a turn down in the hand. So you're going to do 8 of those, bring the dumbbells up to the shoulders, and you're going to do 8 presses. So it's going to be 8 and 8, then it's going to be 6 and 6, and then 4 and 4. All right? So we're going to get started whenever you're ready. Here we go. We're starting with 8 side raises. So that turn down in the hand. Keep your vision looking at the ground in front of you. Like I said, you can do these kneeling, but I'm just doing them, or you can do them, yeah, I'm doing them kneeling so you can see me, but preferably go standing. We're going to 8, and then you're going to do 8 presses overhead. So bring up to the shoulders, and we're going to press 8 times. And then we're going to go 6. So 6 side raises. Should be starting to burn. And then we're going to go 6 presses. And then 4 and 4. All right? Here we go. It should be starting to burn. It's even burning for me with these 10s, that's for sure. And then 4. All right, so I'm gonna give you 30 seconds rest between these two because those ones are tough and the next one's gonna be upper body inducive as well. But I'm gonna show you first what the next one looks like. So it's gonna be up, down planks. So you're gonna go plank position, elbows and toes. From there, you're transitioning up to the hands. So it's gonna look like this. Up, up, down, down. That's 1 rep. We're gonna go 5 that have 1 arm leading. And then you're going to switch over and have 5 that have the other arm leading. The regression for this is going to be doing from the knees. So if from the toes is too hard, go up, up, down, down from the knees, okay? Sounds good. We're going to get in there. We're going to go 5 on each side, all right? Here we go. Trying to rotate the hips as little as possible. Obviously, you're going to get a bit of a swing in the hips, but do your best to keep them planted as much as you can. Switch. Good. We're resting for 30 seconds. I'm going to grab something to put up on my forearms. You don't want to do it on a hard surface. So I'm just going to throw my sweater down for the next round. But we're starting with those side raises and presses again. This is where it's going to get tough. This is where the workout should be ramping up a little bit. But we're getting there. We're almost there. So dumbbell in each hand. This round we get to regress. You're going 6, you're going 7, 5, 3. So we're starting with 7 instead of 8, so it's a little better. So we're going 7 side raises first. That turn down in the hand as you come up. And then we're going to press 7 times overhead. All right, 5 side raises. Right back in, we're getting a burn here. I'm feeling it. And we're going 5 overhead. Woo. And then we got 3 and 3, all right? Here we go, 3 and 3. Woo. 3 presses. All right. So we're going back to those up-down planks. 5 on each side. All right, we're hopping right back in. One arm first, and then the other arm. This is the full way. If you gotta go from the knees, you can do it that way as well, all right? Once you get to 5, we're switching sides here. Little hip rotation as you can. When you get to 5 on each side, we'll rest. We got one more round and that's it. Nice and quick, but pretty intense upper body workout, which is a pair of dumbbells. So take your time. Bit of a rest here, and we got one more round. This time regresses again. So first time we went 8, we went 7. Now we're going 6. So 6, 4, and 2. All right, ready? Here we go, last round. So 6 side raises first. We're almost there. Keep that turn down in the hand. Don't shrug. Nice and relaxed through the shoulders. And then 6 overhead. All right, 4. Nice and quick here, we're getting there. And then 4 overhead. You got this. All right. 2 and 2, here we go. Good. Woo. All right, 5 more inside and then we're done. You got this. Here we go. From the toes to the knees, up to you. There's 2. From the knees if you have to, but if you can, from the toes. When you get to 5, switching over for the next time, up with the other arm first. We're almost there, fight through it. All right, good. Perfect, that was it. Nice and quick upper body exercise. If you got a pair of dumbbells, that's all you need. Hopefully you enjoyed it. We also have our programs available for individualized workouts at home or video style workouts that we can do with you alongside you. So if you have any interest in some personalized programming, shoot us a message.